At Eyewitness News, we've specialized.
On occasions during this investigation, local law enforcement officials refused.
You want to control what happens to your property.
They'll try to make it 2 in a row when they play the Tigers this evening. And the fight over this controversial power line is a long
trained to handle emergencies and perform.
Limit the growth in spending in all programs to just 5.
Little movie that doesn't quite succeed, but it doesn't quite...
Enjoy this nice area of slightly cooler and drier air while we have it.
Channel 5, Eyewitness News, the news specialists.
This is Joey. His family knows that he's special, and he might know that he's special in some way, even if he doesn't know why. Joey's autistic, and it's something he will have to live with the rest of his life. Autism is not a disease or a sickness. Autism is a developmental disorder that inhibits or distorts the understanding of what a person sees, hears, or otherwise senses. It causes severe problems in learning, communication, and behavior. Autism affects about 5 of every 10,000 children, males more than females. There is no medical cure or treatment for autism, but that does not mean there is no help at all. Children can be taught by skilled teachers using special methods, but education does not cure them of their handicaps or make them normal. The teacher tries to help the autistic child to understand more of the world so that it is a less puzzling and frightening place. If you want more information about autism and autism diagnosis, call these numbers, 642-9042 or 560-5330.
Coming up on Eyewitness News Morning, all state hospital patients can now be assured of an abuse-free environment thanks to a long-term effort by the Public Welfare Department. We'll have that story. Thousands are expected to attend the funeral today of Terrence Cardinal Cook, who will be buried alongside his predecessors at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York. Governor Perpich is attending the Midwestern Governors Conference in Kansas this week. He's expected to be named chairman of that 13-state organization. And South Korea's president narrowly escapes an explosion in Burma that kills many South Korean government officials. Today's weather.
Tom, the sunny fall weather of the weekend will give way to cloudy skies for today and tomorrow with a good chance of showers and maybe some thunder. It'll also feel cooler because wind gusts will be about 30 miles an hour. In sports?
The Vikings run over the Chicago Bears and grab first place in the NFC Central Division. And we'll have live traffic reports ahead on Eyewitness News Morning.
This is Eyewitness News Morning with newscasters Tom Green and Karen Carnes, meteorologist Karen Falloon, and sportscaster Ed Cairo.
And good morning. Well, today is Monday, the 10th of October. It's the day exactly 70 years ago that engineers blew up the last dam holding the Pacific and Atlantic waters apart in the Panama Canal. This is also Columbus Day. We don't have the day off, but the post office does. Karen Carnes has the day off. She's ill this morning. Our time, a minute after 6. The temperature in the Twin Cities this morning is 48 degrees. And in the news today, the arrival of 5 French jet fighter planes in Iraq has heightened tensions in the Persian Gulf and caused increased concern among the United States and its allies. The jets are equipped with sophisticated Exocet missiles and are to be used by Iraq in its war against Iran.
That's by the Iranian government of Ayatollah Khomeini to block Western oil supplies from the Persian Gulf are being taken seriously this weekend. U.S. and British naval task forces have been sent to the Indian Ocean in case Iran carries out its threat. The heightened concern follows reports this weekend that 5 of France's most sophisticated warplanes, the Super Étendard fighter, are on their way to Iraq and may alter the balance of power in the Gulf War. The jets, bought by Iraq 6 months ago, are designed to carry French Exocet missiles, which the Iraqis already have. The combination was used with deadly effect by the Argentine Air Force during the Falklands War when 2 British ships were destroyed. The government of Iraqi President Saddam Hussein has told the U.S. Iraq will use the French jets to sink ships carrying Iranian oil, thus crippling the Iranian war machine. The Iran-Iraq war, now 3 years old, is stalemated. U.S. sources say Iraq seems determined to end the war on favorable terms now by using the French jets. But Iran has warned it will block the Straits of Hormuz, which guard the entrance to the Persian Gulf if the jets are used, and choke off oil supplies to the rest of the world. U.S. officials are taking the threat very seriously. 3 years ago, when a similar crisis loomed, the U.S. warned it would use force if necessary to keep the Gulf open. U.S. officials this weekend said that warning still stands. Jack Smith, ABC News, the State Department.
And in Lebanon this morning, the ceasefire continues to hold. Officials of Beirut Radio have announced that about 600 observers from Italy and Greece are expected soon to supervise that truce. There were also reports that Yugoslavia might also send some ceasefire observers. There were some violations of the quiet over the weekend, but apparently nothing significant enough to cause that ceasefire to end. And Israeli Prime Minister-designate Yitzhak Shamir goes before the Israeli parliament today. He's seeking formal approval of his new cabinet. If he gets the okay, the 6-year reign of Menachem Begin's government will officially end. Shamir's coalition is made up of much the same parties as was Begin's, and Shamir is expected to get parliamentary backing, but not by a wide margin. And Ed Cairo has the first installment of today's sports and the usual successes and upsets in pro football.
Oh, it was kind of topsy-turvy, right? When you watched that tube yesterday, things just happening all over the place. Some win, some lose. There's been some high drama in pro football over the past few weeks. Even the Vikings are getting in on some of that, but for sheer cliffhanger intrigue, nobody tops America's team. The Dallas Cowboys making a standard practice of getting into impossible holes, then crawling out of them. This time they kicked their way out to escape the winless Buccaneers in overtime. It's coming up next on Eyewitness News Morning.
It's here, Twin Cities. 20 years of rock and roll in stereo on the new KJO 104 FM.
Spectacular savings during Budget Power's birthday sale. Save now on the world's most respected name in locks, Schlage. All Schlage locks are on sale, including this deadbolt with free installation kit. Bathroom remodelers won't want to miss Traco easy-to-install showers, beautifully designed to enhance any bathroom and give years of trouble-free service. Heat where and when you need it with Sunwarm. Don't lose your cool in chilly corners. Sunwarm baseboard heaters keep you cozy the easy, low-cost way. Get the big savings during Budget Power's birthday sale.
There are 28 dealerships you could shop in the Twin Cities if you wanted to buy a Ford, Chrysler, Plymouth, or Dodge. But it'd be a lot easier to buy from Lake Country Auto Center in Forest Lake and get a real down-home country deal besides, like an 84 Omni low as $57.35 or an 84 Escort low as $53.95. No hard sell, no gimmicks, no hidden costs. Get that friendly country treatment. Call 464-4212. Lake Country Auto Center, just east of 35W on Highway 8 in beautiful Forest Lake. 464-4212.
Can you believe it? Selected Sealy Posturepedics are 50% off at Slumberland until Saturday. In fact, all Posturepedics and all Sealy mattresses are on sale. Believe it or you'll miss it.
It's 6 minutes now, almost 6:30 past the hour, and it's 47 degrees. Well, it almost happened. Unbeaten and in some circles unliked Dallas loses to winless Tampa Bay. Well, it didn't quite happen, though. The Cowboys pulled it out 27-24 in overtime. Tampa Bay grabbed a 24-17 lead midway through the final quarter on this 23-yard scamper by running back James Wilder. But the Cowboys came back to tie in the final minute. Danny White hit Timmy Newsome at the sidelines. Watch Newsome do a balancing act, stay in bounds on this 52-yard scoring play. It tied the score, 24 apiece with 43 seconds to play, and sent the game into overtime. Dallas tried a field goal from 50 yards in the OT, missed, but got a break when Tampa Bay rough kicker Raphael Septien. Given a second chance, Septien took it from 42 yards. The Cowboys win their 6th in a row, 27-24. Tampa Bay loses their 6th in a row. Here's the scoreboard for yesterday. Detroit beating Green Bay 38-14. That was a surprise. We'll have highlights later, of course, on this one. The Vikings over Chicago. Buffalo beat Miami in overtime. A field goal on the last play of the game beat the Falcons, New Orleans winning 19-17, and a field goal, last play of the game, beat the Jets. The score there, Cleveland 10-7. Bobby Jones gave Cleveland the lead in the second quarter when he made this diving catch of a Brian Sipe pass. Brian thought it was good too, but the Browns needed this 44-yard field goal by Matt Barr as time ran out, giving the Jets, passing the Jets 10-7. Cleveland leads the AFC Central by half a game. In San Diego, the Chargers beat Seattle when cornerback Andre Young picked off a Jim Zorn pass and took it all the way, 40 yards for the score. That touchdown with 2 minutes to play gave San Diego a 28-21 win after trailing 21-0 at one point. In Los Angeles, Marcus Allen sparked the Raiders past Kansas City. In the third quarter, Allen throws a touchdown pass to Doki Williams. Then in the fourth, LA's Frank Hawkins runs toward the end zone. He's hit at the goal line, fumbles, but Allen recovers in the end zone to give the Raiders a 21-20 victory. Elsewhere in the NFL yesterday, Baltimore beat New England. The Colts are now 4-2. Eric Dickerson had 142 yards and 1 touchdown as the Rams beat San Francisco 10-7. It was Washington over St. Louis, big, 38-14. Big day for Riggins, too. Philadelphia beat the Giants 17-13, and the Oilers still haven't won. They play the Vikings next week. They were beaten yesterday 26-14. And tonight, Pittsburgh, of course, will be at Cincinnati about 8 o'clock and here on Channel 5. And the North Stars hit it dry well on the road. We'll have that coming up.
Looking for their first win yet.
They are.
Well, Minnesota has a surtax. Of course, we all know that. We've been feeling it, in fact, every time our paychecks come out. But all that may end soon. One Minnesota legislator is calling for the repeal of that 10% tax the 1st of January. Governor Perpich said yesterday he expects the 1984 legislature to repeal the law, but he's not predicting an exact date of when that'll be. Tax collection figures are due out this Friday, and officials expect it to show more money in the state coffers. And before the week is out, Minnesota Governor Rudy Perpich will have another title, chairman of the 13-state Midwestern Governors Conference. The governor left yesterday for that 3-day meeting in Lawrence, Kansas. Perpich right now is that group's vice chairman. Before he left, he defended his hiring policies. They had come under fire Sunday in a newspaper article. The article charged that Perpich hired family and friends and political allies. Perpich said that he hired people who were qualified for their jobs.
Continue to sell Minnesota.
Well, the governor has kept up a busy schedule, a lot of it out of the state of Minnesota. If you've ever wondered who runs the state when Perpich is gone, well, wonder no more. According to the governor's chief of staff, if a decision is needed on any one topic while the governor is out of Minnesota, the staff sits down, discusses and debates the issue, comes up with a number of options, and then when the governor calls, presents them to him. So far, the governor says that routine seems to be working. It's 10.5 minutes after the hour now, and good morning to meteorologist John Dooley.
Good morning.
A little rain today.
That's right. As a matter of fact, it's going to be windy, it's going to be rainy, and we are going to be looking at some coolish kind of temperatures only because...
You were going to say Karen Falloon's under the weather. Right?
That's right. I was going to say that because she certainly is. She just can't talk this morning, but I hope she might be back tomorrow. And highs today, well, it's going to be a warm one, except that it's going to be windy. Temperatures in the 50s in the northeastern part of the state, but 60s rest of the state, and out in the Dakotas, it'll get up in the 70s. Unfortunately, it won't feel that warm because we're looking at a lot of windy conditions, and we'll look at the whole weather picture as Eyewitness Morning continues.
At Farm Bureau, we think insurance should give you a good feeling, like the feeling you get when people you love get something they really want with your help. So wouldn't now be a good time to see your Farm Bureau agent to make sure some of the things you want to happen in the future can, even if you can't be there?
You've gone ahead with Farm Bureau.
Thanks, Dad.
To make this another great day.
10 dealers, one location, all the new 84s, closeout prices on 83s, and over 1,500 sale price used cars. It's the White Bear Auto Dealers annual Columbus Day sale, the first big sale of the new model year. Take the short drive down Highway 61 from Highway 36 to White Bear Lake and discover how easy it is to shop, compare, and buy. Over 20 different new car makes, 4,000 new and used vehicles. The new 84s are on sale now at the White Bear Auto Dealers annual Columbus Day sale. Be there.
Just listen to this. All these folks having this much fun could only be one place. At the best little whorehouse in Texas. Hear these folks clapping and cheering? No wonder Time magazine called it the best new musical of the season. This is a foot-stomping, Tony Award-winning good time. Come on out and join the fun at the best little whorehouse in Texas. Y'all come down, yeah?
Call 375-2987 to charge tickets. That's 375-2987.
Well, it's just about 6:13 this morning, and the temperature outside, it's 47 degrees. The rest of the current conditions, you got a dew point of 43. Relative humidity is 86%. Winds, though, are out of the southeast at 16, and they're going to be picking up through the rest of the day. Pressure is 30.21 inches of mercury, and it's on the fall. The reason it's going to be a windy day, well, first off, this big high-pressure system that was over the Midwest over the weekend, gave us sunny skies, is retreating eastward. And this low-pressure system has got a lot of low pressure around it. You can see these isobars, the thin black lines, are very stacked together, and when that happens, you're going to have windy conditions across the Midwest. Also going to have some shower and thunder shower activity. We probably later on tonight and into tomorrow morning may hear a little bit in the way of thunder. While on the satellite picture, this is the reason we're not going to see any sunshine. This is the last 8 hours worth of satellite pictures. And you can see that while Minnesota was clear to start out with earlier this morning, these clouds have now scooted in. And it looks like it's going to be a cloudy day across the entire 5-state area as that low pressure moves in. Radar underneath those clouds at around 1 o'clock this morning was picking up just a little light rain shower in the southwestern part of the state. Let's roll that lapse ahead in time, and you can see those showers just bloomed out into a big line of showers. They're mostly on the light variety. In the live picture right now, you can see that there's a big batch of showers in the southwestern metropolitan area that should drag itself all the way through. That means that it may be a little bit slippery at times this morning on the highways because it's a fresh rain. The forecast map for tomorrow is going to indicate that this frontal system is just going to come moving across the state of Minnesota with that scattered shower pattern continuing. It does look like we'll break into some sunshine in the later part of the week. The forecast calls for cloudy, windy with a good chance of showers today. High temperature is 57 to 63, but it'll feel cool because those winds will be out of the south-southeast at 15 to 30 miles an hour. For tonight and tomorrow, that chance of a shower or thunderstorm continues. It'll remain cloudy and breezy. 47 to 50 degrees for the low temperatures tonight and 57 to 63 degrees for the highs tomorrow. Extended outlook after we get through with this whole frontal system. Partly cloudy skies the rest of the week. It will be cool with lows in the 30s and highs only in the 50s and low 60s.
Definitely October weather.
Definitely autumnal.
All right, 15 after the hour. And at 10 o'clock this morning, Minnesota Welfare Commissioner Len Levine will outline details of a quality assurance plan. Levine will say the plan is designed to ensure that all residents of the state's 10 hospitals receive treatment and care in an abuse-free environment. The plan was developed by various advocacy groups, directors of the state hospitals, hospital employees, and members of the Client Protection Office. Among the elements of the plan are establishment of a monitoring bureau to assure quality care and a standby investigating team to look into cases of unusual abuse allegations. And across the country this morning, several teacher strikes continue, but teachers in Oakland, California have approved a new contract by an overwhelming margin of 1,659 to 64. Oakland teachers yesterday accepted that package. The new contract gives the Oakland teachers a 14% pay raise over the next 2 years. Schools in Oakland have remained open during the 4-day walkout with a limited number of teachers on hand. All Oakland teachers are expected back in the classrooms today. But in Chicago, schools remain closed today for the second week. Educators there have been off the job since a week ago today. And it's 16 minutes after the hour now. The temperature in the Twin Cities, 47 degrees. We're going to John Lundell for a first look at Twin Cities area road conditions from Metro Traffic Control. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Tom. About the only slowdown this Columbus Day is Highway 36 westbound at moderately heavy levels now, moving at 40 miles per hour. It's building quickly in Roseville between Edgerton and Hamlin, single lane. 280 southbound at Kasota, the single lane remains moderate to moderately heavy levels, beginning to build a little bit through the stretch, down to 35 miles per hour just through the immediate construction project. There's the average speeds across the system, not doing too badly. Just about everything up near 40 and 45 miles per hour. I'm John Lundell, Metro Traffic Control. I'll have an update in about 13 minutes. Tom is next when KSTP's Eyewitness News Morning continues.
At the Pan American Ocean Resort Hotel, you can work on your tan around our Olympic-sized pool, dine in our sumptuous restaurant, shop at the nearby exclusive Val Harbor stores, go fishing on our own Bertram 38, play tennis, take in the races, golf at the club, or do just what you've always wanted to do, nothing at all. The Pan American Ocean Resort Hotel, a small luxury by the ocean's edge midway between Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Friends, when you talk about a gigantic inventory of new and used motorhomes, you're talking about Viking Chevrolet and Fridley, just like this unit right here. 1978 Midas, 28-foot Class A, air and generator. Oh, look at this right here, $9,988. This is a 1972 Atlas, 24-foot Class A, air and generator. Oh, look at that, $6,988. Let's pick up the phone. Let's give us a call, or we'll see you here.
This is it. It's happening right now, even as we talk. It's the grand opening celebration of 6 Rainbow Superstores. Just when you think there's nothing new under the sun, along comes a store like Rainbow. Rainbow Foods takes you a step beyond the ordinary warehouse store into a new world of great groceries and low discount prices. Let me simply say, if you like Cub or Country Store, you'll love Rainbow Foods. Better yet, instead of me telling you, come and see for yourself. Rainbow Foods, now open at 6 Twin City locations.
And good morning, everyone. 19 minutes after 6 o'clock now. The temperature in the Twin Cities still 47 degrees. This is Columbus Day, and Karen Carnes is ill this morning. I'm Tom Green. Still to come on Eyewitness News Morning, Rod Person reviews the job opportunities in the Twin Cities, and Terry Beadle will take a look at today's community events. Coming up in our news on this Monday, Dr. Michael Breen will bring us up to date on a device that prevents back injuries. And Interior Secretary James Watt has resigned. President Reagan is considering his replacement today. Those stories, as well as updates on the weather, sports, and live traffic as Eyewitness News Morning continues. And in the news, the big question in Washington this morning is who's going to replace Interior Secretary James Watt, who resigned yesterday in California.
With this letter, I ask permission to be relieved of my duties as Secretary of the Interior as soon as a successor is confirmed. It is my view that my usefulness to you in this administration has come to an end. A different type of leadership at the Department of the Interior will best serve you and the nation.
Watt told reporters that he had talked with the president earlier in the day. President Reagan had accepted the Interior Secretary's resignation. Neither President Reagan or Watt mentioned the comment about the coal commission that Watt had made earlier, but the secretary said the public outcry over the comment did accelerate his departure. Watt is going to remain in California for a few more days to recharge his batteries, he said, and to figure out what he's going to do after he's no longer Interior Secretary. It's expected to take Congress about 2 or 3 weeks to find a replacement for the Interior Secretary. Minnesota's 2 Republican senators say that James Watt was a good administrator with a big mouth that rendered him ineffective and damaged the Republican Party. Senator Rudy Boschwitz says that Watt polarized the environmental community and was a liability to the president and the environment in general. Senator Dave Durenberger said that he was glad Watt didn't wait any longer to quit. Durenberger says that if he had decided to fight to keep his job, he would have caused a lot of trouble for the president. Boschwitz also said that former Wyoming Senator Clifford Hansen is being mentioned as a possibility for Watt's successor. 21 minutes after the hour now, the temperature in the Twin Cities is 47. Former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger and his National Bipartisan Commission on Central America are in Panama City this morning. That commission is on a week-long fact-finding mission in the troubled region. Kissinger says that he and the 9 commission members will not take part in negotiations. But before leaving Washington yesterday, Kissinger said that he may meet with the leader of the leftist government in Nicaragua, which has had strained relations with the U.S. Critics of that commission say that Kissinger is not an expert on Central American policy, and the trip is only a public relations move. The trip is only a public relations move for the United States hardline policies in Central America. Democrats on the panel say that they will recommend policy changes, including the reduction of U.S. advisors in Central America. A dramatic development in the Philippines today. All 5 members of a commission assigned to investigate the death of Philippine opposition leader Benigno Aquino resigned. That panel was appointed by Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos to investigate the murder of Aquino at Manila Airport last August. But shortly before the panel was to begin a hearing today, the 5 members quit, saying the panel was an arm of the president. Government opponents have charged the Marcos regime with complicity in Aquino's killing, a charge that Marcos denies. And it's estimated that 250,000 New Yorkers filed past the open casket of Cardinal Terence Cook over the weekend. The leader of the New York's more than 2 million Roman Catholics died last week of leukemia. Funeral services are scheduled for today at St. Patrick's Cathedral. The Cardinal will be buried alongside his predecessors in the cathedral itself. Pope John Paul will choose a successor to the 62-year-old Cardinal. And an annual raft race down a slow-running river sounds like your average American traditional event. Not so on the Hillsborough River in Tampa, Florida, where a controversial tradition accompanies the race. Officials are concerned about possible health hazards to the participants.
Each year, officials of the Hillsborough County Health Department warn everyone that the Hillsborough River is contaminated and dangerous to swim in. But just as surely as the health department makes its warning, thousands of hardy souls throw caution and possibly common sense to the wind and participate in the annual Rambling River Raft Race down the Hillsborough River.
According to registration, we'll have over 1,000 rafts registered today, and a total attendance, we'll have 70,000 people here.
While the event is sanctioned by the American Rafting Association, which makes reasonably certain the bizarre craft conform to at least minimal Coast Guard safety standards, the more serious bacterial hazard, eye and ear infections, cholera, and dysentery are ignored by the participants.
I don't think there's any real danger, but I don't plan on getting my head in the water.
I really don't plan to drink any water.
Anything you might swallow, alcohol will kill anything, I guess.
As more than 70,000 less adventurous or more sensible spectators line the shore, 1,000 rafts cast off, their crews fortified with a plentiful supply of alcohol, for medicinal purposes, of course. In Tampa, Joe Leeson for ABC News.
It's 24 minutes after the hour now. Ed Cairo's back with a look at the sports, and those North Stars, they're struggling.
They are struggling. They're having problems, and there may be more in store for them today, Tom, even though they don't have a game scheduled. That's coming up, along with the rest of the hockey beat, including Boston's getting back on track with a win over Hartford last night. Hockey and the World Series, a beginning and an ending when we continue. In a moment with Eyewitness News Morning.
Spectacular savings during Budget Power's birthday sale. Save 10 to 15% on Kincaid, the proudest name in shower and tub doors. Budget Power has the latest Kincaid styles. Add appealing beauty to those smaller, hard-to-fit showers with a neo-angle door. Or save on the Vista Glide tri-panel, which features extra-large tub opening and convenient full-length mirror. Get the corner entry shower door, the latest idea in sliding doors. Or add bath beauty with an easy-to-install pivot shower door. Get the big savings during Budget Power's birthday sale.
This man bought his blazer from Foreman & Clark. This man did not. Both are made from the identical poly wool blend hopsack fabric. Both are from the same mill. Both are superbly constructed. What's the difference? $50. Come around to Foreman & Clark, where you'll find top quality at a far lower price.
They're here. The 84 Toyotas have arrived at Wilkins Toyota in the Midway. Choose from over 100 new Toyota trucks, Tercel 2-door, 4-door, and 4-wheel drive wagons, family Camrys, the all-new front-wheel drive Corolla, or exciting new Supras. The 84s are here now for immediate delivery, so don't delay. Make sure you get the model and color you want. 100 new 84 Toyotas on sale now at Wilkins Toyota, University in Lexington, St. Paul.
It's 26 minutes past the hour now, still 47 degrees. The North Stars road trip ended last night just as it started with an overtime game. But this time the Stars lost in sudden death. Yari Curry scored .350 into the extra session to give Edmonton a 4-3 overtime win. Brian Bellows, George Ferguson, and newcomer Brent Ashton scored for the North Stars. Over the weekend, the Stars lost defenseman and captain Craig Hartsburg with a knee injury. He'll undergo arthroscopic surgery this afternoon to remove a bone spur and check for other damage. To replace Hartsburg, the Stars called up Craig Levy from their Salt Lake City farm team. Here's the National Hockey League scoreboard from last night. Edmonton over the North Stars in overtime. Former North Star Mike Eaves scored the tying goal as Winnipeg and Calgary locked up. Chicago over Detroit 6-4. Bill Barber got his 400th career goal for Philadelphia in a 7-1 win over Pittsburgh. Vancouver beat Toronto. It was Buffalo over Washington, and Boston down Hartford 4-1. And that win gave Boston a split of a weekend series with the Whalers. Barry Pedersen had 2 goals for the Bruins, that one off a rebound. Center Peter McNabb scored his 300th NHL goal last night. He makes a nice move to get in position, and his shot just slides past goalie Mike Weiser. I wonder how he'll describe that one to his grandkids. Tom Fergus and Steve Casper teamed up for this goal. Boston beating Hartford 4-1. The Bruins have won 2 of their first 3 games. And in case you missed it, over the weekend, it'll be Baltimore and Philadelphia in the World Series, beginning tomorrow night in Baltimore. The Phillies won their series with Los Angeles, thanks mostly to Gary Matthews. Matthews homered in 3 straight games. This 3-run shot gave Philly the lead on the way to a 7-2 win Saturday night that wrapped up the National League Series. The Phillies have been hot since mid-September, and that could carry them past Baltimore. The Birds have made it so far thanks to some strong pitching. They held Chicago's Sluggers without a home run in the American League Series. That series starts tomorrow night here on Channel 5. And next, the Vikings in Chicago, and a nice win yesterday.
Okay, the Fall Classic.
Yes.
American International.
Well, sentimentally the American, but Philly looks awfully good right now.
They do, the Wheeze kids.
Yep, they look tough.
Just about 29 after the hour now. The temperature in the Twin Cities is 47. Well, what you don't need or want today is a pain in the back. And if you're in a job that tends to bring on such pain, well, Dr. Michael Breen has the results of a test sample done on nurses. They reduced back injuries just by wearing a jacket.
The jacket not only supports the back, it also makes it impossible to bend over while lifting. Nurses get more of those lifting injuries than people in any other profession. The nurses combined wearing the belt while lifting with daily stretching exercises. The result over the last year has been a dramatic decline in the number of back injuries.
Since I've been using our exercise program plus the jackets, it really has improved. I haven't had any even back twinges in almost a year and a half.
They can be a little bit bulky, but it's not that bad.
The jackets have been so effective, many nurses are still wearing them, even though the study to test them is over. The jackets were invented by Dr. Thomas Votel. His goal, to market them across the country.
We're hoping that it'll be used throughout hospitals and even in industry where it probably has as great an application as it does in hospitals.
Votel says about 5 million Americans become disabled by back injuries every year. Injuries he thinks his jacket will often prevent in the future. Dr. Michael Breen, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
Residents of Hennepin County should find out in the next couple of days about the opening of a new stretch of County Road 18. The new roadway will eventually link Interstate 494 in the south with Interstate 694 in the north. That project is scheduled for completion late next year, but a mild winter last year has put the work well ahead of schedule. Residents have asked the county to get that new highway opened, and a decision is expected from County Highway Construction Division Chief Dale Holmquist. Right now, let's check the traffic conditions this morning. Here's a live report from Metro Traffic Control with John Lundell.
Well, thank you, Tom. The State Patrol reporting a stalled truck blocking the left lane of Highway 7 westbound at Highway 100. That's in Golden Valley, St. Louis Park. Be careful. You'll find some congestion developing very quickly. Apparently, it's a state truck. No way to get it moved right now, but be very careful as you approach in St. Louis Park. Elsewhere on the system, Highway 36 westbound, heavy and slow now at Dale Street. That begins at 35E, looking at a total 5-minute delay. County B or B2 would be the alternates. 94 westbound, oddly enough, it's building very quickly this Columbus Day between Johnson Parkway and the Lafayette Bridge. Speeds down now to 35 miles per hour. Now with a look at the morning job opportunities in the Twin Cities, here's KSTP's Rod Person. Good morning, Rod.
Thanks a lot, John, and good Monday to you, friends. The job listings for the top of the week go like this. Wanted a restaurant manager, $12,600 a year. This is a full-time job in Edina. Here's a job for a word processor, $5 an hour, a part-time job in Edina. Auto mechanic is wanted, full-time in Coon Rapids. Minimum age is 18. They're paying $9.71 an hour. Juvenile probation officer is wanted, full-time in Anoka, $1,497 a month. Client Services Coordinator is wanted, $20,000 a year, a full-time job in St. Paul. And a counselor is wanted, full-time in Hastings. The pay is $1,508 a month. For further information, call this number between 8 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. It's a free service from the Minnesota Department of Economic Security. All of us at Eyewitness News Morning, of course, wish you the best of luck. Now, Terry Beadle with the day's community events.
Thanks, Rod, and good morning, everyone. In St. Paul tonight and tomorrow night, auditions will be held for the Jacobs Well Theater. The auditions are for a musical adaptation of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. You're asked to have a song ready. Kids auditions from 7 to 8 and adults from 8 to 10 p.m. And here's an event that Tom wanted me to pass along this morning. In Marshall this week, Southwest State University is having their fall festival. Activities continue there through Sunday. A picture-perfect weekend in the Twin Cities, and now the weather outlook with meteorologist John Dooley. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Terry. And outside it is 47 degrees, but more importantly, the southeast winds are at 16 miles an hour, and they're going to get stronger. The reason for it, that big high-pressure system that was keeping us sunny over the weekend has now moved to the northeast, and what's replacing it is a strong low-pressure system in the southern portion of Canada, and you can see these isobars, which are the thin black lines, are grouped very close together across the state of Minnesota, and when that happens, you get strong winds. These strong winds are coming out of the south. They're soon going to feed out of the Gulf of Mexico and keep this moisture around, it looks like, for the first couple days of the week. Morning temperatures this morning, well, they're on the mild side across the Dakotas, but the big thing is these mild temperatures will continue our way, but it gets cold over in Wisconsin, 30s. Some record low temperatures this morning in the upper part of the lower peninsula of Michigan around Alpena, 25 degrees this morning. Well, the 5-state satellite picture says even though we're going to be mild, we're going to stay cloudy. Clouds cover the entire state of Minnesota. There are actually some thunderstorms up in North Dakota, and all this activity is slowly moving our way. The the radar laps from last night started at 1 o'clock, and you can see that ever since 1 o'clock this morning, these showers have been building into the state of Minnesota, and they're going to stay around the Twin Cities metropolitan area. In fact, this whole batch of showers looks like it'll be moving across the metropolitan area during the rush hour, so be careful because it could be a bit slippery out there. The national radar map shows that there is plenty of more rain to follow out to the west of us, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit on the wet side today and tomorrow. The rainfall amounts, well, they're generally going to be light across most of the area, although portions of the state of Minnesota could see upwards of a ½ an inch of rain over the next day or two. Now, the forecast map for tomorrow is going to indicate this frontal system will be coming across the state late tonight and through the morning hours tomorrow. It should take most of the showers with it during the morning hours and be ending during the afternoon tomorrow. Don't look for any sunshine until this big high-pressure system works its way in for the rest of the week. The forecast for the Twin Cities, cloudy, windy, a good chance of showers today, especially this morning. High temperatures, 57 to 63, but important south to southeast winds will be gusting 15 to 30 miles an hour. Then tonight and tomorrow, we'll be looking at the continuation of cloudy skies, breezy conditions, good chance of a shower, maybe even some thunder late tonight and early tomorrow morning. Lows 47 to 50 degrees, highs tomorrow 57 to 63. And the extended outlook, partly cloudy skies for the rest of the week, but it will stay on the cool side. Temperatures only in the upper 50s to low 60s.
Looks like a little chilly on Wednesday night there. Huh?
You betcha, about 35.
Thank you, John. South Korea's armed forces are on special alert today, and that country's president, Chung Dwa, is holding emergency meetings with his advisors. Chung was on the first day of a six-nation tour when he narrowly escaped an assassination attempt in Rangoon, Burma. Chung's motorcade was late, so he was not hurt in the time bomb explosion, but 19 people, both Burmese and Korean, were killed. Another 48 people were injured when the bomb went off in a Rangoon cemetery. Among the dead were several top officials in the South Korean cabinet. Chung denounced the bombing as a barbarous act carried out by the communist North Koreans. In Seoul, South Korea, citizens were shocked by the incident, the second major tragedy there in 6 weeks. More than 100 Koreans died in the jetliner shot down by the Soviets, now 13 more in Burma yesterday. The United States' official reaction to the incident was one of shock, but President Reagan still plans to visit South Korea next month. Sources in France say 5 advanced French jet fighter planes have arrived at Iraq's Baghdad airport. The planes are to be armed with sophisticated Exocet missiles, and Iraq says that they will be used in the war with Iran. The development has heightened tensions in the Persian Gulf and increased concern among the U.S. and its allies. The Iran-Iraq war is at a stalemate after 3 years, and Iraq says that it will use the planes to end the war on favorable terms. But the Ayatollah Khomeini has threatened to block the Straits of Hormuz if the planes are used. Such a move would choke off oil supplies to the rest of the world, and U.S. and British naval task forces have been sent to the Indian Ocean. The U.S. says that it will use force, if necessary, to keep the Persian Gulf open. In China this morning, a 3-year ideological purge begins in the ranks of the Communist Party. The so-called rectification campaign is designed to remove those grassroots members of the party who do not support the ideals of the present party leadership. It's just about 22 minutes now before the hour, 47 degrees in the Twin Cities. Coming up on Eyewitness News Morning, we'll have another look at today's weather and Ed Cairo with sports. In the news, we'll tell you about an incident at a writers' conference in Nice, France. And in New York today, the body of Terence Cardinal Cook is to be buried. Former Presidents Nixon and Carter are expected to attend the funeral. These stories and live traffic reports next as Eyewitness News Morning continues.
Isn't it time to set yourself free from the bind of storm windows, window maintenance, and painting? This area's #1 replacement window specialist can free you from the yearly problems and dangers of window maintenance. J.J. Grundy presents the exclusive line of Grundy Guard windows. J.J. Grundy has never had a window owner not save on their fuel consumption. You'll save at least 25% or we'll pay the difference. We're the exclusive distributor of the only replacement window chosen to be used at the 1984 World's Fair. Plus, by calling now, you'll qualify for a special limited time offer. That's right. Call now and qualify for a $50 trade-in on each of your old windows. J.J. Grundy, the #1 replacement specialist who received the Image of the Year award from the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. Call J.J. Grundy now. Receive $50 trade for each of your old windows and do away with window maintenance forever. Save energy costs and add value and beauty to your home. Call now. There's no obligation. J.J. Grundy didn't become #1 by accident.
Hitachi, a world leader in technology, presents quality, backed by the most aggressive research program in our history. You can see the quality in Hitachi's Portadeck video recorder, our lightest, most advanced VCR ever, stacked or side by side with 5 heads, providing a wide selection of special effects. Plus our exclusive Adjustomatic warranty protection. That's quality. That's Hitachi, a world leader in technology.
Good morning. It's Monday, October 10th. It's 47 degrees in our time this morning, 20 minutes before the hour. Funeral services for 62-year-old Terrence Cardinal Cook are scheduled to begin in just a couple of hours in New York. The leader of New York's 2 million Catholics died last week of leukemia. Thousands are expected for the invitation-only service today, including many VIP